You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
Breaking tonight, history for all the wrong reasons. The presumptive Democratic nominee for president grilled by the FBI. Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us tonight. And now my opening statement. For the first time in the history of this great nation, the person about to become the Democratic nominee for President of the United States was interrogated by the FBI today as part of an ongoing year-long federal criminal investigation. This within days of the target's husband, Bill Clinton, meeting privately on board a parked private jet with the Attorney General of the United States, who has his wife's future in her hands, deciding whether that wife should be indicted for engaging in criminal activity. That Loretta Lynch, the chief law enforcement officer of this country, the head of the United States Department of Justice, that citadel of integrity and impartiality, would violate her own Justice Department rules on ethical conduct, specifically Rule 14, would not only talk for 30 minutes in a private, unmemorialized meeting, but for a local reporter, and then not recuse herself from the criminal investigation, brings shame on all the great United States attorneys who work tirelessly, ethically, doing their jobs without fear or favor. You know, every small-town prosecutor in this country would not only refuse to speak with the spouse of a target, but would refuse to even be in their company to avoid the appearance of impropriety. And then Loretta Lynch tries to sell us a bill of goods and then tries to back out of her unethical conduct by saying this.
The recommendations will be reviewed by career supervisors in the Department of Justice and in the FBI and by the FBI director. And then, as is the common process, they present it to me, and I fully expect to accept their recommendations.
Did you notice she said she expects to accept? Does accepting their recommendations mean she doesn't have the right to overrule it? No. She didn't say, I will recuse myself. She didn't say, I'll stay out of it. She didn't say, I'll ask for a special prosecutor or I'll ask for an independent counsel. This is all smoke and mirrors, folks. So what's going on in this country? We have a president who lies about everything from a peaceful protest that got out of hand in Benghazi to you can keep your health care and your doctor. A Secretary of State who lies about everything from that despicable video causing the deaths of an ambassador and 3 Americans to having her own server for convenience. Folks, these are people for whom there are no consequences, and yet they keep going higher and higher in our government. These are people openly flaunting the system while we ordinary Americans are held to a completely different standard. Now, I've spent over 3 decades in the criminal justice system as a prosecutor, an elected judge, and an elected district attorney. I have investigated, arrested, indicted, prosecuted, and sentenced criminals for murders, rapes, and violent felonies, and every one of them is entitled to the presumption of innocence. But is everyone entitled to the presumption of truthfulness? Are these people entitled to a presumption of truthfulness? The answer is absolutely not. There is no way Bill Clinton is entitled to a presumption of truthfulness. His talking to the Attorney General when he himself might be a target or at least a witness in the worldwide money laundering operation called the Clinton Foundation, parading as a not-for-profit charity, would be bad enough if we had reason to believe they were saying the truth. But with Bill Clinton, there can be no presumption of truthfulness. There is serial evidence to the contrary. Bill Clinton was impeached for perjury and obstruction of justice. He escaped indictment by accepting a penalty short of criminal conviction, including an unequivocal admission of lying under oath by surrendering his law license. As a result, he was disbarred. Hillary Clinton has been investigated for everything from the Rose Law Firm to Whitewater to cattle futures to missing files, Travelgate, etc. So what should Americans reasonably believe? Nothing that they say. The Clintons repeatedly violate our standard of truthfulness and honesty. So should these people be trusted to run our country? Should Hillary Clinton be trusted to run for president of the United States? Should the Clintons be trusted to go back into the White House? The answer is positively, absolutely, undeniably, unquestionably no.